Welcome to the DJ Insider Podcast, sponsored by Amplified Events.
It's the only podcast where we break down insider information from our weddings, experiences, and advice from over 15 years in the wedding industry.
We're your hosts. I'm Mike Kane, owner of Amplified Events.
And I'm Chris Zart, general manager of Amplified Events.
Let's get into it.
Howdy.
Howdy. Episode 21.
2-1.
I can't believe we're this
Podcast
far.
can start drinking now.
It's crazy. We're of age.
Yep.
We're beyond the legal limit. Deal with it, cops. You want to come for us? We'll come for you with podcasting information.
Yep.
That's hopefully beneficial to our listening. Guys, thank you so much. We've made it this far. I think we're going to probably keep doing this.
Yeah.
So
We're not stopping. You can't stop us.
yeah, can't stop, won't stop. So we did some weddings last weekend. I had one wedding, and then I was off, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And then you had an event and a wedding, right? Or,
Yeah, I just did a small retirement party in Hebron, and then not too far south of there, can't remember the town, but I was at Whispering Oaks. And DeMott, that's it.
DeMott.
Haven't been there before, actually, which is weird because it's
Newer
not
venue.
too far from home. Oh, it is newer? Okay.
Newer. It's a kind of an open air barn kind of thing.
Yeah. I liked it, though. It was nice. Weather was like, with kind of having no AC and kind of venues like that, especially in where we're at, it can be either really hot or really cold, whatever. But the weather was just perfect. And when the sun went down, especially, it just felt really good. It was kind of one of those, a lot of people wanted to be outside. We still had a really solid dance floor, but there was a lot of we got to be outside right now. It feels too good not to be outside, but
It's too beautiful. Yeah.
but I like the layout. It's, I don't think you could have more than probably 130 people in there with the space, but it was really nice. I enjoyed it. Ceremony is right outside the reception space. They had so much power access. On one wall there was 20 outlets. We counted. It was so much, which is just exactly what we need. But no, it was a good time.
We were at Myers Castle in Dyer, and a beautiful venue. I mean, it's a castle, and it's kind of tucked away in the woods up on a hill. It makes it set up and tear down interesting. But other than that, it was super smooth, seamless. We had it on this beautiful patio area overlooking, it's just up on a hill, and there's just gardens and trees. It's very picturesque. If you want beautiful photos, it's a really good spot. And then they have a little speakeasy inside. There's a lot of little alcoves you can kind of sneak away for a quick chat or a photo or whatever. It's a very it's like a castle. There's just a lot of little secret.
Yeah, I've never been over there before.
It's pretty cool.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then we had just a really great party, good dance floor. The bride and groom loved Taylor Swift and that kind of music, and so we had a lot of that. A lot of sing-alongs. I did a song from High School Musical. I did a lot of Jonas Brothers. I mean, they were burning up. It was a good party. Yeah. But honestly, just a really cool event, really cool wedding. And everything was technically perfect. We had no issues. Everything was really seamless. I have one coming up. I have a few every year that are we're planning a wedding, but we have a theme. And so I'm curious if you have any, just from past experience, or any ones that you're planning right now, wedding themes. What are the best ones? What are some ones that you're this is kind of terrible? And what are some ones that you feel this has been done, you see this a lot?
I'm going to offend some people probably, but I mean, honestly, I just people that are really, really, really obsessed with Disney. And I've done a few where every aspect of their wedding is Disney themed. And it's just Disney's cool, but you could have this day be about you and yourself, but you decided to make it about a place that's a theme park that it also makes movies and cartoons. I don't know. It's just like it's interesting. It's fine if that's what you really want. That's okay. But it's just like this day should be about you. But the one that was very specific and was fun was this person did not theme their wedding off of Disney, but themed their wedding off of a specific ride at Disney,
Yeah.
which is like even
I can guess which
more
ride it is.
specific. I believe it was off the. It was one of the spookier rides.
Yes, it's the haunted house, the haunted
Yes,
mansion.
yes.
I know exactly. I know what you're talking.
So
It's
yeah,
a small world. It's Mr. Toad's Wild Ride meets wedding.
right, and like the dinner playlist was kind of based off of that, like the decorations and everything. It was interesting, and yeah, we had a photo booth that I think we kind of themed off of it too. Yeah, I think we had prints, so we like did like a printed like copy thing that but that was just so specific that I was like, okay, cool, like awesome.
If you're listening, just know we love themes. We're all in.
Yeah.
If you want it, we'll do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it our taste? Probably not necessarily all the time. Is it our style? Probably not necessarily all the time. Do I feel like sometimes it's been done before? You're not the first person to suggest this theme.
Yeah, I've seen people do Disney a few times.
Yes. And you can overdo it.
Yeah.
Where it becomes the only thing. I did a wedding at Disney. Beautiful wedding. Absolutely gorgeous. Mickey came to the wedding. We also, for a cocktail, for dinner, we played a lot of Disney music. It was like overkill, in my opinion. We're at, we get it. We appreciate it. We love it. It was too much music about that specific. But I don't think it really mattered. It wasn't the thing that made or break. I really think the couple was in love. Everybody was celebrating. We had a great dance floor. But it was very, it was a theme. But that's why they picked that spot. So, and you know what? I'm going to do whatever they want. One theme I see gets overdone a lot. There's two. And people are going to hate me for this. That's okay. I can handle it. Star Wars.
Okay.
And Harry Potter.
I haven't seen either of those yet.
You haven't seen a single Star Wars film or a single Harry Potter film?
No. The themed weddings.
I was like, you're going to have some good watching
I'm
ahead
cultured,
of you.
yeah.
Okay. I was like, hold on a second.
I got through a few. That Vader guy.
That Vader guy.
He doesn't seem too nice.
He's a bad neighbor. I'll just say it. He's a bit of a rascal. Messing up that galaxy for a lot of folks.
But no, yeah, I haven't seen any Star Wars or Lord of the Rings.
I've seen it done, and I've seen it, of course, when you see a theme a lot, you see the best and the worst.
Yeah.
There's people who really put a lot of effort into it. They dress up. They buy, like, really nice lightsabers. Their tablescapes. Everything is very on point. There's people, though, who also phoned it in, who are just like, yeah, I guess this is the theme. Yeah, why not? And when it really matters, for me as a DJ, it's the music. And sometimes it's like they want the Cantina theme on repeat for all of cocktail hour.
Yeah. It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much. Or they'll have, like the blue milk drinks. And I think that a little goes a long way with a lot of this theme. And that's really the message I want to get out is there's a way to do this that's tactful and beautiful and incorporating those elements of things that you like. And sometimes it's couples have bonded over these themes. They've bonded over this love of Harry Potter or this love of Star Wars or any other, But then there's a time where it's like, we did the whole Halo soundtrack for dinner. And I'm like, nobody except a few people who play this game, it's a video game, know this music. And it's a very epic, soundtrack that's not really keeping the vibe of what you want for dinner or for cocktail hour.
But there's ways to incorporate this where people can see like, oh, I don't, even if like, oh, I don't know what Star Wars is or like, whatever. I can tell like, oh, thought was put into this. You do enjoy this. This is something you care about. There's like a right way of doing it for sure.
Yes. Yeah. And I think also it's okay to have a theme, but I think if you lean so heavily on that you're really not focusing on what makes you guys unique and individual as a couple, what are special things about you, I've seen couples do photos of them as kids. I've seen couples do photos of them on like different dates and parties and things they've gone to. It's very them. And I got to tell you, the best weddings in terms of party and dance floor are the ones where the couple's all in on having a great time and about their love and about celebrating that, and their guests are too. And they're not really hammered down and attached to like a specific, theme. Like, oh, well, we can't do that. That's not, magic in Vegas, Havana Nights. That's not going to work. I just feel like themes are okay. Themes are better for parties, especially if you're having people dress up. I love a good New Year's wedding. People are already dressed up. There's that excitement in the air. Everyone's wearing a tux. We could do a balloon drop. We're building up the best hits of the year right before midnight, and we're dropping tons of energy and confetti cannons go off. Those are fun weddings. We've done like Halloween, kind of spooky. We've got the fog and the lights, and we've done like Halloween monograms and stuff. The color scheme is very, appropriate for fall, and that's great. I love that kind of stuff. But those are like flourishes. Those are elements. Those don't take the whole thing. But imagine if you're like, now the bride's going to do a spooky dance, and we're just playing Monster Mash on repeat for the whole dance floor. It's too much. It's too much. And so that's the biggest thing I can say is just like, keep it subtle, keep it appropriate, and keep it to like, just be a few elements of flourish, not be everything about the wedding.
Right.
Any other themes that you've seen that?
I've seen people that kind of revolve some things around their pets, which that can be fun. Like what we did was we had
that's a great theme to have, by the way.
What, just like your pets or whatever?
Pets,
yeah. Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, especially to a lot of people, it's like a family member, it's a loved one. A lot of people see it that way.
Life-size cardboard cutout photos.
I've seen that, yeah.
Of them. You can take a photo with the dog or the cat, or the dog or the cat or whoever comes to the wedding.
I've seen like photo booth props that it's like their faces and stuff. That's hilarious. Like my wife and I we had like hand-drawn pictures of our cats that my brother-in-law's girlfriend did, and they look awesome. They're like hang up in our house right now. And that was like both of our cocktails, because it was like Mr. and Mrs. Cocktail or whatever. So we have like a boy and girl cat. So we like just had them drawn up there, and then like, hey, you could order the Jor or the Sen or whatever, But that was like fun, and but it wasn't like anything crazy. It was just like, oh, if you walked up, you could see that, and like, oh yeah, that's their cats, like cute, whatever.
Yeah.
But no other themes that I can really think of.
It's best when it's understated, when it's beautiful, and when it's really specific. It's worst when it's like hammering you over the head. Get it?
Right.
We're playing this song because get it? And that's when I'm like, yeah, we do. We talk a lot about things you should look for in booking a DJ. Are there times or things that you would see where you're like, oh, do not hire that DJ, run. Like, don't hire them. There's a red flag,
Yeah.
We talked about early on the podcast about that, but I'm going to kind of come back to it.
Yeah, I'd say refusing to play any music that they don't want to play. I've had couples. There was a couple I just talked to that they were like, yeah, so we're kind of in between DJs right now. You're like our last phone call we're doing, and we just kind of feel a little weird. We don't know if this is like a normal thing, but like past DJ told us that they have their set list, they're sticking to it, and that like if we have specific songs that we want to hear, he's not going to promise that he'll play them.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's mind blowing, because that's like the most important thing to us is you're hearing the music you want to hear, and like that we will adapt to your dance floor. So yeah, that blew my mind of like, wow, like refusing to play anything they want to hear. Like, yeah, don't hire that person.
Yeah.
They're going to be hard-headed. They're going to play the same set list that they play every weekend. I think we were talking about that recently. So it's like, yeah, that's
DJs who play the same set list. I think DJs who don't MC, who can't really like MC, who can't announce or introduce you or, rev up the crowd. I don't think you have to do a lot of that. Mostly it's directing traffic, making sure the trains are running on time, But to be warm and personable on the microphone, I think is really important. And if you sit down with a DJ or you talk to them on the phone or whatever, and they are just socially very awkward, that to me would like, I don't know if this is a good fit. Because they're going to be representing, at the wedding, they're going to be the main person announcing you, introducing you. If they're struggling to even have a conversation,
if you're feeling uncomfortable with them ahead of time,
it's not a good
what do you
fit.
think you're going to feel the day of? Yeah.
I think also DJs who don't do contracts, we get people, we had someone reach out yesterday. October 7th, their DJ canceled on them. It's not going to be there. They had, I assume this DJ booked, I assume. I don't know all the details, and I don't know the company or the person. But
wait, is this someone who just reached out? Like, yes. I had a call with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they told me that they think their DJ is in jail now. So which I was like, whoa. They're like, yeah, we're going to have to go with a different company now. That contract is now dropped. I'm like, okay, that's not what you want to hear like 3 months before your wedding, but I guess it happens.
So yeah, that maybe don't book a DJ who's going to be in jail soon.
Yeah, that's probably, you might not be out in time.
Good news, he bailed out and he's going to throw us a great party in this one night out.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I heard in that call. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny to me because we have, we had the DJ Arrested Sounds who were the police officers, and apparently you can have the criminal element to that.
You gotta have both ends of the spectrum.
Outlaw DJs.
We're right in the middle.
Look, the way we do dance floors is against the law.
Yeah.
We're going to get arrested.
We're right in the middle. We do a good job. We've never been convicted. But other than that, no promises.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't even know that. But that blows my mind. And that also doesn't surprise me. I've had a lot of crazy things.
Yeah.
But yeah, DJs who don't have contracts, the DJs who don't return your calls or emails, big ones. Big like, whoa.
Yeah, if they're not communicating back right away, what do you think it's going to be a week before your wedding date? And when you're not hearing back, that's going to be so much added stress.
People who are really pushy during the sales process, who are just forceful. And if you do this, all of these things at once, you bundle it, we'll give this huge discount. If you book today, we'll give a huge discount. If you are, you're born in January, we'll give a discount. They're just looking to give money away to get you to sign the bottom line and pay them money. That would worry me that they would not fulfill their duties later on.
I think that
they're very focused on getting the money.
Yeah, and not even just with DJs, but with every vendor you're booking, if you feel like they're trying to sell you something, it's already a red flag. If you feel like it's a conversation of like, are we the right fit? Because really, that's all it is. Like, we're trying to figure out, we do what we do as DJs. If someone feels like we're not the right fit, that's fine. We want you to have a good wedding, so go with the company that aligns with your views.
Yeah, your values, your priorities.
Yeah.
And honestly, that you vibe well with.
Yes.
You just, this person, they get me, they like me, we get along well, this is going to be good.
Yep.
They get what I'm going for, or they listen to what I'm doing. Yeah. And ideally, the best is like, this is someone I could be best friends with.
I've had a few couples where like, yeah, like we've had like a meeting or whatever, and I'm like, do you want to keep hanging out? Like,
guys, I know you guys are getting married,
forever.
But anyway, all of us could be friends. Can we make this official on the record? Lock it in, say I do as friends. We talked a little bit of this on the last podcast about getting married in the fall, getting married in the winter, the spring. Is there any difference that you've seen between couples who choose to have summer weddings versus fall, spring versus winter? Any of that?
Yeah, I think the energy can change. I think that, for one, doing those like right before the summer kicks off, like more March, kind of February, like weddings, a lot of those can go really well. I always feel weird because I'm in the off season, and I usually I haven't done this for 3 months. So going into a wedding, it's always kind of like, almost feels like first day at school, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's familiar, but it's still like kind of strange. But people going to a wedding, they have so much built up energy, especially around here, of like not doing anything for a few months and just like it being too cold to go outside, that like, we're going to a wedding, like let's party. And I've had a lot of weddings go super well in that kind of off season. And then kind of same thing with like middle of summer of just like, it's the middle of summer. Like, most people have their weekends off. Obviously that's not our life, but on the weekend you're relaxing, you're having a good time. Weather's nice. You can be outside. The energy can also be super high. But I'm trying to think of like any of the really low periods for us. Maybe right, like kind of like middle end of summer when it's just super hot. I think like especially right now. I mean, I've been having some really good weddings lately, but like at the same time, I mean, yeah, this lady on the dance floor actually from the weekend, she told me, she's like, if you could stop playing bangers right now because I am sweating and I don't want to leave the dance floor, but I need to walk away because I'm dying right now.
I need relief.
Yeah. Like, and I was like, nope. And I hit another song and it was like even better. And she was like upset, but kept dancing. But, everybody was like just sweating and like
begging you to stop playing good songs.
She literally was like, stop playing bangers. Stop it.
Please, I'm begging you.
Nope.
I want to go home tonight. You're dancing me to death.
Pretty much. I mean, but yeah, it's just that heat can be kind of rough to work in. But yeah,
I find like sometimes early season ones they're more kind of pragmatic couples. They're not super attached to like the date. I liked what Natalie said is like, don't be attached to the date. Be attached to a season.
Yeah.
You find a venue you like, you find a season you like, you can probably find a date you like.
Yeah.
But if you're like, it's got to be September 24th of 2024 or whatever, it's too much. It's so that is going to immediately limit a lot of venues that would be great for you and a lot of vendors that would be great for you because you're so, and some people, numerology, they get really attached to certain dates in their minds. That's important to them. I guess we've always talked about if it's your priority, you got to do it,
I mean, yeah, I don't want to say set your expectations low for everything when it comes to like your wedding day, but like don't set them super high. Like just kind of like just go with the flow and everything. Yeah, I mean, when we were looking, I just said like fall time, like how does like October, November look? And they were like, we have one Friday in October. I'm like, we got it. That's ours. Let's do it before it's gone.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
And there's a difference energy in the Friday versus a Sunday or a Saturday wedding. And then there's a different energy in the fall, the spring, the summer, the winter.
Yep.
And really, we are, as a DJ, and I imagine other vendors, are at their best when they have had lots of experience leading up to your event versus if they've had a cooling off period or some downtime and then your event.
Yeah.
Sometimes that'll equal more energy at the wedding because it's like, oh, it's a February wedding. Like, I haven't had a wedding in 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I'm ready to party. Let's do this. But sometimes it's like, I've been out of practice. I haven't DJed for 2 months, and now I'm going to be... This is the first kind of big one of the year, and I got to know it's early April. I got to bring the party for these people, and I don't really know what songs are hitting yet for this season of Dance Floor. I'm really focusing on a lot of the information I got from weddings from the previous year, because all that data you're taking into when you're DJing is like, what are the songs of summer? What are the songs hitting that are big at weddings? And then, by the way, it's next April. You haven't done a wedding in a month or two, and it's like, what am I going to play? Of course, there's old standbys. Of course, there's stuff you would expect that's going to hit no matter what. But you're always trying to keep it fresh and keep it new and keep it fun and exciting, not in a way that alienates, but in a way that just delivers a great experience, a great party. And I just undoubtedly a better DJ in the fall than I am in the spring. It's just a fact. I'm still a great DJ in the spring. I'm not saying don't book me in the spring. I just have the muscle memory. I've locked in.
Yeah.
In the fall, it's just I've just never done a bad wedding in the fall. Just always rocking it, killing.
When you're going every weekend, at least one time a week
or more, and you're just boom, boom. Yep, been to that venue. Yep, I already know what I'm doing. Yep, locked in. These are the songs. This is we got it. Kind of switching over. You got married, last year. Did you guys,
coming up on a year, right?
What were some of the best wedding gifts you got? What were some of the weirdest or unique? Maybe I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So, I mean, first of all, you basically paid for my honeymoon, so that was great. So that was awesome.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
There's a lot of good ones. So probably like one of the craziest ones was my cousin, who's an awesome dude. He built me a puzzle box.
Yes.
And I didn't know it was no name on it, like wrapped, and I just knew it was him right away. It was like beige, like paper, no name, wrapped. We like, didn't open anything at the wedding. Like a few days later after the wedding, we're like going through gifts, and Sarah's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I have no idea." And I open it up, and it's this like gorgeous all wood box with like these golden like kind of rim like rivets that go around it, and it like doesn't open. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so this is Zach. He made this 100%, and it's like gorgeous looking. And then we notice like little pieces move on the bottom slightly, so we're messing with it for a while, and like finally like it opens up. And he just got me like a bunch of like goodies and stuff. But like the box is awesome. And then I talked to him, and he was like, he spent like weeks building it and everything. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like
puzzle to open up and get your gift.
It still blows my mind that's like what he went through.
So thorough,
yeah,
so thoughtful.
But yeah, now I have that awesome box, and then my uncle, and that's his dad. He's like a really talented carpenter. He built us like a gorgeous card box for like all of our guests to drop cards in at the wedding. So that was like super
gift
pretty.
That collects gifts.
And now we have it, and we just keep it in the house, and we just like have it as a little decoration. It has our names and our date on it. He also built my ring box too. I requested. I was like, dude, your work is great. Like, I'm proposing soon. Can you build me a ring box? He had no hesitation. He's like, done in a week. I'm like, boom, it was done. But yeah, that was probably the coolest. It was just like that, like crazy, like who does that? Yeah. But what about you? Your wedding?
I mean, of course, money is always nice.
Yeah,
we got a lot of money. That's always helpful when you're getting married. One of Ashley's friends did a similar thing as a puzzle box. He got it was this metal conduit box that was screwed shut. I had to unscrew it to get into it. And he had a USB stick, and he took the party bot kind of theme to pretty far. He made a whole instruction manual about party botting and about marriage and involved. And then he had like, back then the people were Rick rolling each other a lot. So he had the Rick Astley video when you loaded up the USB and never gonna give you, the whole thing. It was pretty funny. And then, of course, they gave us a card with some money and stuff. But it was like a very thoughtful, thorough kind of. He spent time on it. At his wedding, my wife wraps their present. Then she was like, "I've got all these stickers," so she just coated the box of stickers. And she's like, "That looks weird. I'm gonna look like a crazy person walking with all these stickers. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this again." So she like wrapped it 3 or 4 times with like different weird things. So when they were opening, they're like, "Oh, okay, this is." Oh, stickers. Oh, it was just kind of one of those thorough, fun to open kind of things.
Right.
But, most of it, especially if it's not on our list of like requested gifts or things that would help, does kind of like very personal. People get you stuff that's really not your taste, really not your style, or it's just like, what? I don't want to reveal too much, but some of the other things that were on our list that we really liked, we got a lint lizard, which is it's an attachment that goes to your vacuum that lets you clean out the dryer lint in your dryer.
Interesting.
Yeah, just like a little tube that connects to your vacuum, and it's just an attachment. It just sucks out all the lint from your dryer.
About that, but
good dryer health.
Yeah,
that was the gift that kept on giving for us. We really enjoyed that.
And not something you asked for, just something like totally random.
I think it might have been on our list. I'm not 100% on that, but it was like, I remember it because we used it regularly.
I'm a firm believer of like, especially like getting like a gift that you didn't even ask for. That's like way better.
Yeah.
Because it's cool getting like something that you expect to have gotten, but like, yeah, like when it's like, what? Like, how did you think of that? You know me better than I know myself. Like, yeah.
My groomsman got me this like survival axe. Just like, end of the world. I've got this to survive.
Love that, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, oh, he gets it.
Yep.
He gets it. Some cool guy stuff, finally. On that note, people give out wedding favors all the time at weddings. And so we get to experience as DJs. We get the swag, which is cool because we're guests as well as we are DJs. Some of your memorable, fun, or favorite things to get as a party favor at a wedding?
Someone just like did all these little tiny little cars. You know what I'm talking about at the wedding that we just did?
He's like a mechanic
what are they called?
A race car.
Hot Wheels or whatever, just like some Hot Wheels cars. So Yeah, now I just have like a little toy car in my bag. I feel like a kid again. I keep it in my DJ board. So every wedding that I work, I just like have like all my like cables I'm doing. I just keep my little car like on my table now. That was fun. I mean, I'm always a fan of like candy and stuff like that. You can't go wrong with doing like. I'm trying to think of some really.
I like when they do like his and hers. They'll have like a chocolate and a sweet and sour.
I don't think I've seen that. That's a good idea.
They'll pick like what's her favorite candy, what's his favorite candy.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of information. It's a nice way as a theme to incorporate the couple, but it's understated. It's like who doesn't love Sour Patch Kids or chocolate M&Ms or whatever.
Oh, I like the mine just broke recently, but I had like they had these little keys, and it was like you have the key to our heart or like something like that, but they were bottle openers, so I had one like on my keychain, but it just like snapped recently, but that was kind of nice.
I love koozies. I have a huge collection.
You have
koozies,
a serial killer's collection of koozies.
I must have 50 to 100 koozies.
It looks
they're all individually monogrammed with the couple.
They're like, aren't they like in a drawer too? Like in one drawer? I swear like one time, no, it wasn't that, but we did like a bonfire and like everyone was hanging out and you were like, do you need a koozie? And you like open a pouch and it was like 50 like koozies with different wedding dates on them. And it's like, which couple would you like?
They were wonderful.
You're like Dexter in the blood slides.
Yes,
like,
I have a whole
you with the koozies.
I have a whole murder room just of all the swag I've gotten from a secret swag room of all the stuff I've gotten from weddings.
It's great though. No, I have probably like 7 or 8, but
one wedding we got battery powered fans, which
nice.
Then my wife was like, oh yeah, you have to get one of these, so she got me one. Now I use it all the time at weddings.
Yeah, I got one too. It's great.
I like when they do like, especially if they're like a distillery or a brewery, they give you a bottle of beer, a bottle of wine, or a champagne, or something like that. And sometimes they'll put your name on it, which is like really cool. Sometimes they'll do like little monogrammed things. One couple did instead of a bouquet and garter, they did a T-shirt toss, which was like you don't have to be married, you could be single. Single people wear T-shirts too, and they had like I think they loved manatees, so they had like manatees on there, and there's like they got married or whatever, and then it's like so and so got married, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. And they had all different T-shirts of different sizes, and they threw them out.
That's awesome.
At the wedding. And so then everyone, and then we're like trade, if you didn't get a size, you like trade or whatever. But everyone got kind of like custom T-shirts as a fun thing. And people were going nuts because the T-shirts were really cool design. And like it was a fun thing as opposed to like a bouquet or a garter.
Right.
I've seen people do like lottery tickets, like scratchy lotteries.
Yeah, I've seen that before. That'd be one though that like, what if someone hits it like really like not just big, but like really big, and it's like, we kind of bought those though. Like,
I've had decks of playing cards. Trying to think what else. Lots of unique stuff. It's a really kind of a fun way to shot glasses, whiskey tumblers, all different kinds of stuff like that. But it just depends on like the wedding and what they're offering and what they're doing.
Right.
But it's another way you can kind of add a flourish. But I love a good koozie. As a DJ, I'm like, grab me one of those koozies.
One of those koozies.
And this kind of brings me to the last thing. If you're new to DJing, meaning you're probably doing, let's say, less than 10 events a year, and you want to get better and you want to get into this industry, especially around here, advice you would give to young people starting out?
Connect with other vendors, definitely other DJs, but definitely other vendors. Because, I mean, one, like, you are going to get more work if you have other people in the same community as you recommending you. If you work with a photographer who goes to a venue that you're nearby all the time and they're like, hey, I work with this DJ, they're really great to work. We all talk about each other all the time.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's not like a drama, like we're talking bad. Like usually, like most of us, we're all hyping each other up. And we love to talk about people that we work well with. So yeah, if you can connect with other vendors and venues, get on their good side, just show them like, hey, I'm reliable, I do a good job, I'm easy to work with. You're going to get so much work so quickly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, be top of mind. There's so many, we turn away a lot of work, as do any professional vendor. There's only so much work you can do. There's really an abundance around here, and you want to, if you're booked and or you can't take that gig, or even worst case scenario, you have an emergency. Somebody gets sick, somebody calls off. There's just I need somebody for this date. to be that person, be ready to go. You already have that established relationship. You know, they trust you. You know, be ready to go. But yeah, I think be willing to collaborate, to shadow another person, to have them shadow you and learn from them.
Because there's people that do a really good job, but like you can do a really good job for the couple.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about like where you're working. Those are the people that are going to be recommending you. You know, like obviously you could get a good review from a couple. You can meet someone at a wedding who wants to book you. But like at the end of the day, the places you're working, the people that you're working with, those are the people that are going to be most responsible for the success of like how much work you're getting, how your business is doing. I think that's really important.
I think relationships has really been the key to our success.
Yeah.
And we continue to do that. We're always networking, always developing those relationships, always trying to, you know, honor those relationships and do a great job. They trusted us. They recommended us. We want to show them why they recommend us, you know, and recommend them in return and do anything we can to build up their business and build up their, and then the day of the wedding, support them if we're working with them in that. But I think a lot of young people get so narrowly focused. I got to be the best at mixing music. I got to have the coolest selection. I got to have the coolest equipment. They get so focused in on these hyper minute details that couples don't care about, that venues don't care about, that other wedding vendors don't care about. Yeah, great. You have the latest and greatest in-ear monitor system from Sennheiser or whatever. You have the latest, coolest microphone or speaker, and this light is very elaborate. It's a very cool light, and it shoots water and fire, and you know, awesome. That looks really cool at a bridal show. You know what looks better at a bridal show is a good review, because that's the experience you gave to your couple,
right?
And even better than that is the recommendations from other people in your field, peers, people who work in the industry, other DJs, other venues, other photographers. They're like, I worked with this person and they were great to work with.
If you give them more reasons to trust you,
yes,
then that's what's going to
be.
be
I want
to
work with them again. Not only did I trust them, but they were also fun. They took stress off me. They took stress off the couple. They weren't so focused on how cool their light was.
Yeah.
On how good their mix was that came. Everything else came second. They were really focused on the couple. If you're gonna get hyper focused, be hyper focused, showing up on time, doing a good job, listening to the couple, and working well with other vendors, and you're going to be successful. You do those basic things, you're going to be fine.
I don't think there's a single review that we have that highlights our equipment or our setup or, you know, anything like that. Or
there's DJs who are in love
MC style
with their equipment. They got an equipment problem.
Right.
They DJ. They get DJs so they can pay to buy more equipment, and then all you see are photos of their equipment.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is cool. I'm really glad you have that equipment. You know what's cooler is a bride, a couple that's really happy, a venue that's really happy, a photographer that's really happy. People, they're excited to work with you. Oh, man, you're working with so-and-so. Now I know it's going to be a good wedding. Versus like, oh, yeah, they have really, really cool equipment.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of equipment there. It's going to take a long time. So, you know, you got good equipment. I don't know. I feel like you focus on the simple things, on the relationships and honoring those and on listening and then doing a good job, and the rest will fall into place. But we're still figuring that out. We're still learning. That's kind of why we're doing this. So that's all I got.
Same, man.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll keep them coming if you keep listening. Even if you won't listen, we're going to keep them coming.
It's not going to stop now.
We're really doing this for us, not for you guys. This is going to change. The theme now is lasers and cats. We're going to only talk about, we're still going to be DJing and talk about weddings. But thank you so much. DJ Insider Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Chris, and see you on the dance floor.
See you on the dance floor. Thanks, guys.